It was a warm afternoon in the savannah, and I was walking through the tall grass when I heard a soft whimper. At first, I thought it might be the wind or maybe a bird calling out, but as I moved closer, I realized it was something else, a baby lion, all alone and scared. The little cub was sitting under a tree, his golden fur dusty from the dry earth. He looked so small, compared to the vast open land around him. His big eyes were filled with tears, and he kept looking around as if searching for someone. My heart sank. He must have been separated from his pride. I didn't know what to do at first. Lions are wild animals, and I had always been told to stay far away from them. But this wasn't just any lion. This was a baby, lost and vulnerable. I couldn't leave him there. So, I took a deep breath and stepped closer, speaking softly so I wouldn't scare him. "Hey there," I whispered. "Are you okay?" The cub stopped whimpering for a moment and stared at me. His ears twitched, and he let out a tiny growl, not scary, more like a kitten trying to sound tough. Then, he stood up on shaky legs and took a step toward me. That's when I noticed how skinny he was. He must not have eaten in a while. I reached into my bag and pulled out an apple I'd brought with me. It wasn't much, but it was better than nothing. Holding it out carefully, I waited to see what he would do. After a few seconds of hesitation, he sniffed the air, then cautiously took the apple in his mouth. He chewed slowly, watching me the whole time. While he ate, I tried to think of what to do next. This cub needed help. He couldn't survive on his own out here. I decided to look for his family. Baby lions don't wander too far from their pride, so they couldn't be that far away. But finding them wouldn't be easy. The savannah is huge, and lions blend in perfectly with the grass. I stayed close to the cub as we walked together. Every now and then, he would stop and call out with a weak roar that sounded more like a cry. Each time, I held my breath, hoping to hear a response. But the only sounds were the rustling of leaves and the distant calls of birds. As the sun began to set, the sky turned orange and pink, painting the savannah in beautiful colors. But the beauty didn't make me feel better. In fact, I started to worry even more. Nighttime in the wild is dangerous, especially for a defenseless cub. Predators come out after dark, and without his mother or pride to protect him, this little lion wouldn't stand a chance. Just when I was starting to lose hope, I heard something, a low growl coming from nearby bushes. My heart raced. Was it another lion? Or worse, a hyena? I grabbed a stick lying on the ground, ready to defend the cub if I had to. But then, a large lioness emerged from the grass, her amber eyes fixed on us. For a moment, everything froze. The lioness looked at me, then at the cub, and finally back at me again. She growled louder this time, warning me to stay away. I understood. I wasn't part of her world. Slowly, I backed up, keeping my eyes on her, until I was far enough away. Then, I watched as she nuzzled the cub gently, licking his face before leading him back into the tall grass. Tears welled up in my eyes as I saw them disappear. I was happy the cub had found his mother, but I couldn't help feeling a little sad too. For those few hours, he had depended on me, and I had done my best to keep him safe. Now, he was going home where he belonged. Walking back toward my village, I thought about how lucky the cub was to have a family that cared for him. And I realized something important: everyone needs help sometimes, no matter how strong or brave they seem. Even a lion cub can get lost, and even a person like me can make a difference. That night, as I lay in bed, I replayed the day in my mind. The frightened cub, the shared apple, the lioness' protective growl, it all felt like a dream. But it wasn't. It was real, and it reminded me of how connected we all are, to each other, to nature, and to the world around us. From now on, whenever I see a lion in the distance, I'll remember that small cub and the bond we shared, even if only for a short time. Because sometimes, the smallest moments leave the biggest impact.